Okay, time for another beer review. Let's see how we get on with this. I'll just try and get the camera right. Yeah, that's not bad. Will do. Okay, so it's been a while since I've done a beer review, but this week, don't know if that can be made out or not, but we have two side-by-side American Amber Ales that I brewed quite some time ago now. Probably brewed this start of November. So what are we? 2 months ago. Yeah, 2 months ago. Just over 2 months ago now. So they've had some decent aging in the bottles. The two beers in question I called Amber Gambler and Mosquito Amber Ale or Mozzie Ale. The grain bills are a bit different. Two completely different recipes. One was made up by myself, and the other one was loosely based on another recipe. They are different from each other. They are different amber ales, so I'm not comparing like with like. But let's see what they're like. So I'll just very quickly run through the recipes. Amber Gambler had Maris Otter, Cara Aroma, biscuit malt, rye malt, Carapils and Munich in it. Was meant to be aiming for 5% ABV, but conversion didn't actually go as well as planned, despite it looking quite good whilst it was fermenting. Aimed for 5.0% and actually ended up just over 4, probably about 4.3% after conditioning in the bottle. And the hops in that one, actually quite a concoction. This is well on recipe. So we had nugget hops at the beginning of the boil. Final IBUs was just low 30s, maybe 30, 32. The profile was towards the end of the boil, Amarillo, East Kent Goldings and Summit. And then I did some dry hopping with Summit, East Kent Goldings and Amarillo. And the yeast was Mango Jack's Empire Ale M15. By comparison, the Mosquito Amber Ale, Mozzie Ale, it was aiming for 5.9% and ended up 4.8. So again, don't know what went wrong. Don't know whether I lost temperature control or what, but again, didn't hit the numbers. The recipe was a lot simpler for this one. It was Maris Otter, Munich, Crystal and Biscuit. And the hops were Nugget at 60, Chinook, Nugget and Chinook at 15, 10 and 5. I did a dry hop of Chinook and Nugget, and it was the same yeast, the Mango Jack's Empire Ale M15. So let us see what they are like after a couple of months in the bottle. So we'll open up the Amber Gambler first and see what this one looks like. So this is just out the garage. So it's quite cold, quite cool. Not really had any time to heat up, maybe 5 minutes. So let's crack it open and see what she is like. We hiss, we bit of cannon smoke. Let's see if I can do this justice on camera. Looks quite well carbonated actually, even despite being so cold. So I'll just pour it slowly. We'll stop it there. There's just a little bit of yeasties at the end of the bottle, so we'll put that to one side. That's looking quite good. Still a little bit of chill haze, just like I said, just out of the garage. Looks alright. Decent cap. Probably kind of off-white, maybe slightly pale tan head. Looks actually creamy, tight bubbles, small bubbles. Looks actually quite creamy actually. Now I'm not really good at tasting or smelling, so I know there's no off flavours. If I did a bit of research, I could probably look up the hop and the malt profile in advance to sort of see what it should smell like, but it smells nice. Let's open up the amber. No, that was the amber gambler, was it? Yeah, let's open up the Mozzie. Let's open up the Mozzie and see what this one is like in comparison. Again, decent hiss, bit of can smoke. Probably put the same amount of priming sugar in this one, so let's see how this one pours. Oh, get it on camera. Bit of sediment coming through now, so we'll stop it there. Looking quite similar, in the sense that a little bit of chill haze, sort of small cap, sort of maybe half fingers head, small compact bubbles, sort of slight creamy head as well. Side by side, they're both looking quite similar. They didn't look similar when they were fermenting, but the grain bills are completely different. But they do look quite similar. I'd say maybe this one looks slightly darker, but they're both, I would say, amber. This one's head seems to be dissipating a little bit more. Let's go for a smell. Go for a smell and a taste. Very pleasant. Can't actually pick out specific flavours, but you can definitely detect the malt profile. You can definitely, the hops aren't overpowering, it's actually quite well balanced. I don't know whether you can see that or not, there's a bit of lacing there. Amber Gambler, let's just recap. So, Maris Water, Cara Aroma. Yeah, you do get a bit of kind of dried fruits, kind of ever so slight roastiness. Rye, you don't really pick up the rye that much, it's quite subtle. But compared to like a rye ale, I can kind of just pick out, knowing what the flavour's like, and I can just pick it out what it is. But if somebody told me there was rye malt in there, I wouldn't have a clue. Otherwise, Carapils is obviously there for the head retention. I think you can notice the difference there now. You know, this one head's all but dissipated. There's not a lot of lacing. This head's a lot more creamier. It's hanging around, a lot more inviting. So yeah. Let's try this one taste wise and smell wise. Let's have a wee go at it. Oh wow, a lot different. Well, actually, look at that. Just giving it a little swirl. Look at the cap on that now. Actually, let's see if that hangs around. But smell wise, it smells different. It does smell different. You would expect it to. I would actually say it smells more, maybe more fruity, more fresh, more, I don't know. It's more aromatic, most definitely more aromatic. There's a stronger aroma than the other one. It smells very nice actually. And surprisingly similar in the taste. Both have a slight dryness. Probably the Mosey Amber has a little bit more dryness to it, but they're both very pleasant. Yeah, don't know what else I can say. Both very nice. One was almost a recipe I came across in a book. I just tweaked it ever so slightly. Which was the Mosey Amber. The Amber Ale I actually just made up myself. Both are similar, but also very different. I know that's quite contradictory, but yeah, quite good actually. Surprisingly, it's my first American Amber Ale. When I made the Amber Gambler, although it was going quite well, I was a little bit disappointed that I never hit the numbers. So I thought, right, I'll do a side by side. In the sense that I had another American Amber Ale recipe, and I thought, right, I'm just gonna do another one and see how it goes. Now, obviously, like I said previously, I didn't hit the numbers in this one either, but yeah, just as a wee experiment, I thought, well, why the hell not? So that's the two. That's the Amber Gambler, and that's the Mosey Amber. And certainly look-wise, I think they look quite good. Taste-wise, they both are very pleasant actually. They're better than some craft American Amber Ales that I've actually tasted. So from that respect, I'm quite pleased. Yeah. Cheers.